Hello and welcome to another SourceFuse Talking Out Cloud, our leadership chat series where we sit down with industry leaders and experts and get them to share their insights and experiences on a whole range of cloud-related themes. And today's topic is focused on how to best support the changing business landscape for enterprises struggling with modernizing their Microsoft workloads. My name is Liz Grint, Marketing Manager at SourceFuse, a company with over 17 years deep expertise and industry knowledge, and proud to be an AWS Advanced Consulting Partner with a growing portfolio of AWS competencies and service delivery programs. So with that in mind, I'm thrilled to be joined today by Stuart Moulton, Senior Partner Development Specialist, Windows on AWS, who will guide us through today's topic. Welcome, Stuart.
Lovely. Great to be here. Thank you very much.
So, Stuart, perhaps I could start by asking you to briefly describe your background, your experience, especially as it relates to today's topic.
Yeah, sure. No problem at all. So if we work from today, I'm coming up to my end of my fourth year with AWS. I'm a partner development specialist. So my role is very much to work with the partner development managers specifically on Windows workloads environments. So I align myself with some of the top Windows partners that AWS has in the UK, the ones with the accreditations, the ones that have proven themselves over the years. And I work with those partner development managers at AWS to develop, evolve, support those partners in anything that they do with their customers to AWS. Previous to that, I was with an AWS partner for 18 months to 2 years. And before that, a big stint, 11 years at Cisco here in the UK, both in the data center space, in the cloud space, and also the cybersecurity space. So yeah, that's as far back as my memory will allow me to go for now.
That's brilliant. A lot of experience, Stuart. So based on that, when you begin working with enterprises looking to modernize their Microsoft workloads, what would you say are the biggest drivers towards making that move?
I think there are two major inflection points at the moment. The first is that the changes that Microsoft are making to their licensing and support infrastructure. So we've just seen the end of support for Windows Server 2012. Previous to that, the middle of the year, we saw the end of support for SQL Server 2012. And there's been a series of these end of support decisions that Microsoft has made with customers that really make the customer carry out due diligence on their whole environment. The other thing I think is driving things is cost avoidance, cost saving. Every customer is trying to avoid cost. Some of the licensing terms and the licensing costs and the support costs that come into place when that end of support happens are really punitive for a lot of our customers, and they're looking for a better way of doing things. A recent survey, for example, showed that 84% of customers were looking to modernize within the next 12 to 18 months. Now, that really means that modernization has come of age. You know, it really is a perfect storm for the modernization conversation at the moment.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So they're the real key drivers. So once people are on that route, what do you see as the common roadblocks or challenges? What do you hear about when people are modernizing their workloads? And how does AWS address those challenges?
Well, I have myself and I have a team of people behind me that are modernization experts. Many of them are ex-Microsoft employees to look at these Microsoft environments. But one of the biggest issues that a customer has is where do I start? And should I modernize, you know? And this is where a partner like SourceFuse really comes into their own because they can support customers in modernization viability assessments, where they can look at the environment, recommend to the customer the low-hanging fruit, the best path for modernization, what they should look at first, but also then as a safe pair of hands for the entire project. So customers really don't know where to start. They don't know what workloads they have. They don't know the overspecking of licensing that's occurred over the years and where they can save the most money. So it really is a blank sheet of paper. But as I said, 12 months ago, we probably wouldn't be having this modernization conversation. It's something that's really matured going into 2023, and it's really going to be the big focus for 2024. Customers are going to realize they can lean on partners like SourceFuse for the skills that they need as well to make sure that they get the most out of and the best return from their modernization decision.
That's brilliant. So when migrating and modernizing Microsoft workloads to AWS, how does AWS support organizations to optimize their costs without compromising security or compliance?
Yeah, it's a really, really key part. I mean, so the security piece at AWS is one of the things that we're renowned for. Our security is second to none, and it's something we really focus on. We secure the environment. The customer obviously has their own apps on top of that they need to work closely with us with, but they do that, and as a result, it's something that we can look at, and we can make sure that the customer is totally comfortable in moving forward. Aside from that, there's a huge amount of skills as to which environments would be better. Would be better sort of placed on AWS, and also what services could a customer use that AWS has currently got that we are championing, we are evolving these services so the customer can come to us and benefit from different evolutions of service that they can use to advance their business going forward. So things that they would never thought were possible on a on-premise data center, they can come to AWS, work with SourceFuse, and benefit from some of the services that we've evolved over the years.
Yeah, brilliant. And what would be your one piece of advice for customers looking to optimize cost as part of their modernization journey? You mentioned earlier, it's like that, where do I start? So what would be your one piece of advice? I
think it sounds simple, but every journey starts with a single step. And that would be go to an AWS certified, AWS accredited partner that's known in that space. Have that conversation. Those partners will give best advice, and then they will help you look at the environment, look at the business case, look at where you're going to get most benefit. But what happens is customers with Microsoft Office or Microsoft software environments tend to assume that Microsoft Azure is the best selection for them. They almost walk into that choice without making that due diligence check. I would say, please, talk to an AWS partner, see what AWS can offer. If you have an account manager from AWS that you're currently working with, he'll come to me, and we will point you to a partner who can really help and support you. But have that first conversation. Modernization has matured. And as I said, there's a huge amount of customers that are looking at it now over the next 18 months to 2 years.
Yeah, we're certainly seeing an increase in conversations around modernization for sure. So Stuart, I mentioned right at the beginning that SourceFuse is an AWS advanced consulting partner, but what additional benefits does that mean for the customer? How do they benefit from that partnership, especially when it comes to optimizing cloud costs? I know you've mentioned a couple of things, but what is the key here?
I think experience. If I look at partners in the UK that are really focused on the modernization area, SourceFuse are one of only a handful that I specialize in. Clearly my bandwidth is limited, and I pick only the best of those partners to work with, SourceFuse being one of them. And it's not just the accreditations and the certificates that they've got from us over the years being an advanced partner, it's also experience. And one thing I'll call out as well is particularly use of the tooling that we provide. So modernization can be a long journey, but it's shortened by the provision of tools that will help customers move from SQL to PostgreSQL, open source modernized environments, pure cloud, as we sometimes call it. And we've got tools for both application modernization and also database modernization that SourceFuse are well versed in and can call upon in order to make that journey shorter and make sure that the customer benefits as early as possible from that modernization decision.
That's brilliant, Stuart. Thank you so much. I think we've got a real good taste for that topic today. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me today.
No problem. My pleasure. Good to talk to you.
Thank you. And thanks as well to our audience for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell to be notified each time we post a new video. See you next time on another Talking Out Cloud with SourceFuse.